Well, I think I have it. You know, I did go and see an attorney, as I stated to a few people that I would. And today I also filed an appeal on Tuesday, November 26th of 2013, before the Professional Conduct Board of the Idaho State Bar, before the Professional Conduct Board of the Idaho State Bar, ISB case number 13-199A. I, James Clark, is appealing to the Supreme Court the decision of the Conduct Board of October 28th, 2013, of the hearing of October 21st, 2013. Remember that, Associated Press. In regards to Lynn Lurker, Associated Press, that his client also audioed and videoed the phone hearing, and all parties had no objections, to which Elaine Kerr was also present on the injured worker's side. Clearly, that was not a fair hearing. I, James Clark, was not sent all the paperwork that I was entitled to review. How Mr. Lurker stated that I should have already had received the paperwork that he stated. Lynn Lurker does not live at my home, so he does not know what I have received or not received. Mr. Lurker acted as if he was running the hearing. I, the injured worker, has not able to show or ask Mr. Lurker about the documents I have that he said that I signed. No one on the board was able to see the document that this injured worker was talking about. Mr. Lurker was acting in his own words. To explain, and he did nothing but talk in circles. Also, when I wanted to ask something, I was cut off. Associated Press, I believe that you all are the ones that initiated the call, not by fault, but just because this has taken a toll on me, and I'm fighting truly for who I am. Right now, I get a phone call from my son-in-law. My daughter's in the hospital. So I have to go and pick up my grandkids. My grandkids. Mr. Donahue, the law firm of Anderson, Julian Hall, and Mr. Lynn M. Lurker. Common sense, your morals. I think you got something backwards, buddy. This is my life. And I'm still having to fight you punks? Why? I done nothing wrong. Isn't it a fact? A findings of facts that your company, that you were insurance, or the state was insuring, was found in 21 serious violations? Mr. Lynn Lurker, which was before I had been filing, before Lynn Lurker was assigned. I caught Mr. Jewel Owens committing fraud before Lynn Lurker was assigned. I caught him lying to the Industrial Commission in regards to some private health records before Lynn Lurker was hired. I won a subpoena of Sandy Basket before he was assigned. I had a lot of things done. So, Mr. Lynn Lurker, and then you state about how you didn't file nothing on my Social Security. That's a lie, man. You know, I'm not even going to, because, I have had to learn that there is a God. And we all know that, right? Some people do. Because, had some rough hurdles to hump. I've done it. And I've made it to where I'm at today in my life, not because I allow people to walk on me, but to have a state what they did. And only really learning how to read if one is to know the whole story. When I went to prison recently, I bettered myself. I educated myself. I learned how to read. Imagine that. But when I went to take a compo test in relation to my injury, isn't that correct, Mr. Lynn Lurker? Again, prior, before you were assigned. Because, you know, a disabling injury. So I went to there to do a compost test to see where I would stand to work in the Forest Service. You know, I was going to try to see if there was a, you know, there's got to be a job that somebody with one hand, because I love the woods, and that I can maybe go and do and enjoy a little, you know, I don't know, man, and yeah, you guys are, ain't going to happen, man. But I'm challenging the Associated Press, because I did call them. I did speak with a gentleman, and what was kind of odd is he kind of asked me, how's your arm doing? Remember that? If you work for Associated Press, you know who I'm talking to. And then you asked about the transportation issue in regards to a contract, Lynn Lurker, a contract again that I was arguing before you came along. All right, that was put together, paid under different coverage, I believe, is the way that I think I was explained before you came along, Mr. Lynn Lurker. So clearly they took advantage of my mom, my stepmom. I don't care if she's your stepmom or real mother. You have an obligation to step up for them, and that's what I'm doing, Mr. Lynn Lurker. Where's your family value at, man? Huh. Are you telling me that if I was to have done this to your mom, you'd just sit back and do nothing? I challenge you on that, Mr. Lynn Lurker. I bet you had my ass in jail. But I'm not done yet with you, because I want you, Mr. Lynn Lurker, to bring forward your statements in your writings to me. Again, a slander, I believe, because you stated that I had threatened you. Yeah, Mr. Lynn Lurker. These documents, in my opinion, you are threatening me and lying to the police that I've threatened you. I'm challenging you, Mr. Lynn Lurker. When I come forward soon, I want you to produce one threat. If you could produce one threat, Mr. Lynn Lurker, I'll allow the police to throw me in jail. A threat, as I have been threatened to be thrown in jail if I enter any building. Why? Because when I went over there on the 23rd, and you guys had that hearing worksheet, that hearing, and I was there in town also to file the hearing worksheet, and you guys, no, man, you did not, and Miss what's her name, Miss Wilson / Arnold, because she was Wilson for a long time, and then right at the end, all of a sudden, her last name changed to Arnold. She must have got married, or maybe she got a divorce. I don't know. So, and I can't judge. I don't know. But I know the two names there now. So that's why I say Arnold / or Wilson / Arnold. So she was Wilson first, and then Arnold at the end. But the fraudulent documents and the altered documents that went across her desk to be mailed to me, clearly she had an obligation to report it. But she's no longer there. Oh, well, geez, Lynn Lurker. She did the same thing. So I'm going to ask you, Mr. Lynn Lurker, to bring forth your lies. Or otherwise, I feel I'm entitled to damages. Just like I feel I'm entitled to damages because what's before the Idaho Industrial Commission, on the Idaho State Industrial Commission webpage, stating that I had fired an attorney from the law firm of the Law Office. I'm not real sure how to spell it, but we all know which one in Boise, Idaho. You all know which one I'm talking about. The Law Office. Well, it's a hard one for me, but because they got on their webpage in a decision that I had fired an attorney, Roger Brown, from that law firm because I didn't like the way that he was handling my claim. So I went pro se for a few more months, for a few months after that or whatever. But, you know, from whatever is where it kind of ended, you know. But then and in my opinion, because we all have our opinions, that was put in place because Lynn Lurker filed a claim when he was rehired by a letter that I mailed to him. And if you can prove me lying without confronting me to be able to show you a document, then you're slandering. Because I should have that opportunity to show my facts, my proof, Associated Press. Because I believe you all are the ones, because when I did call your place, because again, have I been trying to be heard? Yes. Is it overwhelming? Have I made it this far? Well, why don't you ask my doctors? That Lynn Lurker failed to even come forward for me on my behalf. This was a near-death experience, and it was not just based on some little soft tissue damage. Fuck, it was only that, man. I'd been on my life already. Read this story as a whole. Because in my doctor's reports of my psychiatrist, truly you can see, because I wasn't aware that these things were being said, man. I go in and I'm trying to comprehend how I fought for 10 minutes for my life. Well, screaming out, why now? Because I just found my kids after 15 years, man, just weeks before the accident. And they try to do this to me and destroy me because, again, this is all an attack on me. I did 5 years in prison in Idaho. But if you read the records deeper that they're trying to keep you from, they also got stated, because Miss Sandy Basket, which is where some of these altered documents come in, because isn't that right? So allow me to show you my proof before you doubt my words. Because who am I? Who am I? I'm James Clark. I am a somebody. I was put here on earth by my mom and dad, just like everyone was with their mom and dad. And I'm just trying to uphold our legacy as best I can. It's had some bumps in the road, but do I not have that opportunity in life, or am I not granted that opportunity to try to have peace of mind without interference of what the shit that they put me through and is still putting me through? Because again, Associated Press allowed me to tell my side of the story, because I believe that you was the ones that hooked that call up in regards to this hearing that happened because of another call that I had made to Associated Press with a gentleman named Zachary. Because for him, so there's a little story behind it, but if you want to see the video, go on, Injured Worker Fighting Corruption in Idaho, and look at my YouTube. Look at my videos. Are some of them intense? Are some of them just, but you gotta admit, man, I got them. If I could just get somebody to help. But I did go see an attorney. He did say he'll give me a call back in a couple of days. But you see, sorry, man, I ain't got a couple of days. I got to keep fighting. I can't kick back and go, okay, well, okay, man. Because when you go in and try to tell the story, there's a lot to this. Man, this is just a little bump in the road, man. And then for Lynn Lurker to file these writings that I found in the paperwork just a month, like a month or two after he took over, because I had been fighting him in regards to my medication and stuff, that clearly they were denying me. And one can only learn from examples. They sent me something in regards to, I may be ignorant or confused on the way that this and that works, but really, isn't it all you all confused? Because you didn't think I'd make it this far. Nope. Isn't that right, Mr. Holt? Why'd you do that for, man? Now, I'm not quite sure how to sue your ass. If the state insurance fund is responsible for your lies, or is it the state or the state insurance fund, or sorority, the state insurance fund, which clearly under Title 72, Chapter 5. Gotcha. Why don't you all just allow me to move forward in my life? Because I have these recorded conversations that clearly some of them, they know about, and some of them they don't. But I did file if that was what I did truly go through also, because what are they going to do? Call it Elaine Kerr also alive? Because they've already made me look like something out there, because not one person will even, and then when I did have that opportunity, well, again, anytime somebody gives me 3 seconds, man, I try to give them an hour's worth. So, because there's so much involved, man. And once I start, I do overwhelm. And I apologize if I do. But just come and see me. Don't make me rush over a phone call knowing that you can hang up. Okay? Associated Press, I challenge you to come and allow me to tell my story in regards to Lynn Lurker, who is also a legislator, who also should have contacted someone that there has been fraud committed. Because an attorney is aware that a crime has been committed by another firm or whoever else is filing, he has an obligation to report it. Now, Lynn Lurker, who is vice chair of the judicial from the District 15 or something like that. District 15. But he is vice chair. So, and then on some other committees. And then, I don't know, some guy with a gun report. His gun thing is, that they're trying to take from him. Come on, Lynn Lurker. You can't shit in one and get the money in the other one like you did with me. All the time. Because I know that you got paid also the money, almost $4,000 for what, Lynn Lurker, for quitting? You quit on me, Mr. Lurker. You quit on your client, and also it states in the professional conduct that if an attorney does not believe that he can take a case all the way to the end, he should not take it. And if you didn't think you could take my case all the way to the end, Mr. Lynn Lurker, you should have not taken my case then, because you pretty much destroyed my case. What did you file February of 2011, Mr. Lynn Lurker? Because the commission assigned you to my case that I found out from some judges at a hearing I was at there at the state building, but I'm hearing, I don't know where it's been going. I heard some other things lately, but keep some things kind of under the belt, and I know for a fact. Because it is about facts, isn't it? Findings of facts and conclusions of law that I fired this attorney, Roger Brown, who worked for the law firm of Get Your Law Office, and then I just find out that Mr. Lynn Lurker, because when you look at his little past, Well, Mr. Lurker, you were vice president of that law firm at once upon a time, weren't you? From the same law firm of the letter that I have, which is one and probably a trillion, because shortly right after I discovered what I had, I called him up and tried to ask him about this document, and to tell you the truth, there's only one in existence. Well, there's a couple of them because there's some copies of them made. But to have the original, it was a masterpiece, man. Because who would have thought that I would have had that document in my possession at this time? Because it did happen a long time ago. Well, it's because I don't throw my shit away. Because I still have stuff in a storage unit over in my town because I can't afford to get it over here. But I've been paying on it. But I've been blessed that, the gentleman there that I knew, because I used to have my old Ford pickup that, used to be there. Because that's where I used to store my old truck I have here now. That's sitting outside because I was using the garage for my legal work. But now that my lady's car's broke down, we got it parked in there trying to get somebody to come and help us try to get it running because she can't drive a stick. But in the Stealth that she's got, that's hers, not mine. It's more of a sporty car, and the insurance is a little bit more. Then now, I'm put it in the garage and maybe somebody come and help. But again, we're not having no luck. But hey, it doesn't matter. I have a right to move forward, Mr. Lurker, in the state of Idaho, and I'm seeking damages. What about that retraction letter that I filed with the Supreme Court? That I also know that the Idaho State Bar got because they gave me a reading of the readout of some of the things that were filed, because I think that was a thing that they had to have. So, so y'all kind of got together and kind of made sure that, let's make sure that, that retraction letter. Am I thinking out of the box? People, you know what? I was street smart. Okay. And when I went to prison for 5 years for a possession charge, only time I've been in prison. But if you look deep in the records, they're stating that I was in prison for several years prior to 1993. Prior to 1993, for several years. They're also stating that I was incarcerated in the year 2006. So if you put me in prison for several years, even though now the commission is stating to some kind of a filing that I thought was the Supreme Court that I have, they're stating in there. Was it all mocked, hoping that I'd go away? I don't fucking know, man. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Oh, yeah, I do. And so does my family and the people that have seen this stuff. Not let alone the people that I've already pushed away. I've lost a lot of things and a lot of people over this shit. So, I'm not about to lose this lady. Because you guys is not. You're going to call her a liar too? You're going to call my 80s, my 21-year-old mother or whatever? Sorry, dear. You're going to call her a liar? That she didn't perform that contract? Not once, but twice. And the second one is because you guys didn't respond to my letter that you all better have somebody at my front door then, based upon your February 4th letter, that I will be expected to be there. But you were supposed to support me with transportation because you've been supporting me with transportation before that. Because they just didn't want to do it because medical issues. And then you guys wanted to pay a taxi over $300 just to get out of pay my mom the $150 that you would have been paying them that I was trying to get you all to do. But and if it was to happen, I wanted it in writing because we know how that is. And so y'all ended up making a contract with my mom to do it. And even if they was to have taken me, and that surgery got postponed, no matter what, you would have had to pay them because you wouldn't pull that on them, but you pulled on my mom. because you would have had to pay them, as I did, my mom, in good faith. Because you all are trying to say that y'all paid it. Y'all motherfuckers didn't pay it. I fucking paid it. Why don't you call my mom? Call her. 360. What? Wait a minute. 208. 642-2810. Give her a call. Ask her, has she gotten paid by the Idaho State Insurance Fund in regard to the transportation that was the contract that was negotiated with her and the State Insurance Fund, and for Linda Elwood, who was to do the medical part of staying over, because this stuff had to be put in place before surgery was to be performed, based upon when you go in and you do your pre-op. Not with because in Mr. Hansen's letters, please show up for pre-op and then follow their rules, and I did. And two of them, I guess the State Insurance Fund didn't like. So they could try to get out of payment and tried to make the doctor believe something else. And that is one of my altered documents. Because they tried to... And then, of course, I got Steve Kenyon, clerk of the court, who clearly, in a phone conversation taped with him, stated how he had taken a couple of medical records that, and what he did with those medical records that looked different. But then because of what I'm telling you now, and that I know that you'll be able to kind of, you have to see it my way a little, that clearly. Because all I want to do is move forward, man. But I got to go because here in a few, I have to go pick up my grandkid because, again, my daughter went in the hospital this afternoon. I got to go and pick up my kids and have them for a couple of days, so whatever's going on can be taken care of. All right, so but every day is a bump in the road. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I hope it brings happiness to a lot of people. I hope it brings happiness to my daughter and her family. Because again, it's a hardship that that Dad can't even help out with. Because of you all. Because you see, I can no longer work and make a living based upon my treating physician and my surgeon and Social Security. I don't, under the federal guidelines, totally disabled and should be awarded money by you all, which is supposed to be an offset, and my social, based upon the letter that I received from Lynn Lurker stating that he didn't do anything in myself. You liar! Oh, you're a legislator, huh? Shit, I forgot. Oh, or you're a liar. Sue me. If I'm lying, Mr. Lynn Lurker and the state of Idaho, then come arrest me for something, please, so I can get an attorney, so I can finally fight you guys for what you guys have put me through before a jury, as I did in regards to the August 22nd of 2008 snap that I did based upon you all. And I went to jail for a couple of weeks. And then I finally got out. I took it to a jury trial because I was doing 96 miles an hour through Ontario, Oregon, because I snapped. Verifiable. I was put in the back seat of a police officer after I was put down by gunpoint by 7 police officers. And I woke up in the morning not knowing what the hell happened. Come on, man. There's so much to this before Lynn Lurker was assigned to my claim that they're trying to hide. That I caught them committing fraud. And then they fraudulently put me back to work trying to cover it all up because I was asking for transportation from one doctor that was 170 something miles away to a closer doctor because the State Insurance Fund or Severity, whichever one they are, was not allowing or was not helping me with transportation. So did I have a transportation issue? Well, yeah. Was I entitled to that? Damn right. And if some of it ain't paid, I want it all paid because I'm seeking damages. Because even in their findings of facts and conclusions of law, for some reason they stayed out there that and Mr. Clark is not entitled to whatever damages for the fraud committed by the state insurance fund. Well, I think I am. Maybe 10 times by Title 72, whatever that means. Are they saying that because the state, part of a state agency breaks a state law, that the state's going to pay the state money so the state can turn around and put it back into their fund? What the hell is that? That's how I'm looking at it. Or am I looking out the box? I'm sorry if that's my way of thinking, but it sounds pretty good to me. But that is how government works. Because again, government is not what I had to know to make a living. Because this is about, if I can make a living, can I hold this lighter? You bet I can. Has it taken a toll on me to try to figure out why I can do one thing and not be able to wipe my ass with my right hand? Go ahead and laugh. I had to laugh there for a while. But you know, that was an issue. Ask my doctors. Ask my counselors. That was a topic. I have nothing to hide. So, and if I'm stating it, then I guess y'all are allowed to use it. But what I haven't stated that's out there, don't, because you're not hurting me. Because I've only got a short time on this earth left. So, to me, I'm not just fighting for myself, but I think laws need to be changed in Idaho in the way that things are handled with the Industrial Commission and the Injured Worker Fund or whatever that is. Because accountability, people need to be held accountable for their actions, man. Mr. Douglas Donahue, who is an attorney, who is practicing to be a judge that was set there to make that decision. Well, in their writing to a Supreme Court, that he should have stepped aside due to the conflict. I've got this stuff in writing. Why don't somebody come and see my side of the story? How about you, Associated Press? I'm challenging you, please, man. Come and let me show you what I have. You give me at least 15 minutes of the whatever hours that Lynn Lurker probably had. Give me 15 minutes to show you that it'd be worth you sticking around for longer to look at more. But you call me at 360-258-1619, and if you let me know that you're coming, then what I'll do is I'll make sure that all what I have in front of me is 15 minutes worth of documents. And I think I can do that with only 4. My apologies, 6. I'll show you in 6 pieces of paper why you'll want to sit and listen to my story on my side at least. Because as Elaine and I was talking, that because of something that somebody said during that hearing, because it did sound like something that, you know, a reporter would say. Can you tell us more in your own words? That sounds like something that a reporter would ask, because that was asked to Mr. Lynn Lurker. So, and then to put together, because I had called Associated Press, I called you all, and then this person answered that had the name, that had this name, and for that name to also be the person that hooked the hearing of Mr. Lynn Lurker's board hearing, and this injured worker, me, the connection, because he's an operator or whatever, worked for, you know, and then to have another person come on the line after everybody hung up, and I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? I mean, that's the dude. I'm not here for lying. I am not sitting here for lying, so anything I say is verifiable. And if you can just find one thing verifying it, that I'm lying, I'll walk away and will not show my face in Idaho soon. Because again, I want this fucking lives taken down off the webpage that they've been denying to do. Why? Because it's too late. You've already got it posted. So why not just make me look like some freak? Well, I can't leave a legacy for my kids like that. Because if I don't stand up for myself, nobody's going to do it for me, are they? Obviously not. But I'm hoping that maybe after all this starts, maybe I'll finally get someone to step forward so I can spend my time with Lynn. So I can spend my time with my kids and my grandkids now that I have two. Because I hadn't seen my daughter since she was 5. And this accident happened in 2008. And I hadn't seen them for like 15 years. So you do that, and I just, So, and then they only had one grandson when I first found them. And didn't have another grandson. And they love Grandpa. So, because, hey, what can I say? So, I gotta go pick them up. I'm waiting for the call. Unfortunately, it's still a day of thanks, man, because a lot of things I'm thankful for a lot of things, man. Even, I don't know, for me to truly try to believe that there is a God, because there is somebody out there. She knows who she is. That is giving me that inspiration, because these people sitting in office need to be accountable. They need to be held accountable for their actions. Because I even had something happen even years back that was fucked up. But what can I say? Oh, I'm able to go and clear that because it was false, man. But, I didn't even have time to do that because I'm fighting you all. I can't get the car fixed because I can't, I don't know really too many people, but people I do know, hey, man, why don't you come around and ask my neighbors? I mean, what little bit they know about me, I'm a nice guy. And I go out, I get people from down the block coming up. Hey, man, can we use a screwdriver or something? Hey, hey, sure, we're neighbors, aren't we? I even put a little video out there of my grandkid, new mechanic shop in the neighborhood, and put it out, because they had them out there messing around with the car, trying to keep them occupied, trying to, do what Grandpa can do, be Grandpa, so I'm challenging you, Associated Press. My name is James Clark, and I feel that I should have that opportunity to tell my side of the story in person, as Lynn has got to. Let me show you all the documents that I have to back my story. Give me 15 minutes. Or give me 14 minutes. I can't say that with my 15 minutes of fame if that's what you want to do. But allow me to show my side of the story. And not just take one side. That's not right. Because as a journalism, it is about getting both sides of the story. Isn't it? They're saying this is a soft tissue. Why don't you come on over and really take a look at the injury? And let me show you that big old poster that I blew up that I showed at this hearing that I had on June 5th, 2013, there in Boise, that I did attend to. I got a CD of it. So, and then all these calls that, hey, what's going on? So, hey, Idaho. I caught Drew Loans and Serenity, the Idaho State Insurance Fund, guilty under Title 72, Chapter blah, blah, blah. You guys are done. I want you all to pay me what I'm entitled to. I want to go and get some retraining, man, that I'm entitled to. I cannot go out and get a job. Come on, man. You're Dr. Crumb. And I've been in prison all my life prior to 1993. You take 5 years there that I did in starting in fucking middle of 2007 and being incarcerated in 2006. And then, come on, man. But, come on, guys. Since I was 15 years old, I can show taxable income through Social Security. Something that Lynn and Lurker wasn't wanting to do for me, so I went ahead and did it on my own. And it is kind of stated just a little bit in this kind of stuff that I got. I don't know. I got 3 versions of it. I don't know which is which, but nobody wants to come and see or say my story. So I'm going to bring this to an end because I got to go. I got to run. I got the call. So I'm going to go pick up my grandkids. So I guess, I only wish that I could do the things around here right now, but I can't. I'm all my work is now pushed out in the back there of the dungeon, and then of course her car's in there now, and it's kind of like I don't know, man. There is a God, I know there is. So y'all be good, take care. Associated Press, give me a call, 360-258-1619. Give my mom a call, 1-208-642-2810. Ask her if she's been paid. Ask her if she's been paid that contract. Who had to pay her? Call on. No, because she's a single mom. So, but if you would like to contact Lynn Elwood, then you come and talk to me first, and then you'll have both of the parties that I was denied. But my mom did write a letter that I did forward that they did have in the augmented records that I noticed that they were being augmented. But anyway, I gotta go. Take care. God bless. And Associated Press, 360-258-1619. Please give me a call. Give me that opportunity to tell my side of the story. Do I not deserve that? I fought for my life for 10 minutes, not because my arm was stuck or crushed between a machine. No, my mom, she told me the only reason why there was no bones broken, even though I got a big old dent like this in my arm, is because I drink a lot of milk. Bless you. Bless you, bless you.